platform with Cassie, I can only equate to some of the things that I seen him and Kim go through.
Hey fam, you won't believe the jaw-dropping revelations we have today. Get ready, because this story is about to shake you to your core. We've got exclusive, never-before-seen interviews with two of Diddy's accusers, Lil Rod and Natana Rubin, who are finally breaking their silence. And trust me, their stories will leave you speechless. If you thought you knew everything about Diddy, buckle up, because this is a ride you won't want to miss. Now, before we dive deep into this roller coaster of a story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you never miss out on the hottest celebrity tea. Alright, let's get into it. So, who are Lil Rod and Natana Rubin? Well, these are not just any names floating around in the rumor mill. Lil Rod is the only man who's dared to stand up against Diddy publicly. And Natana Rubin, oh, she's been through the absolute worst. Imagine surviving a gunshot wound with bullet fragments still embedded in your face and then having to face the world as if nothing happened. That's Natana's reality, and her courage in coming forward is nothing short of heroic. In our exclusive interview, both Lil Rod and Natana opened up about their harrowing experiences with Diddy. Lil Rod, visibly shaken, broke down in tears as he recounted the moments that led to his decision to sue Diddy. It was raw, it was real, and it was heartbreaking. You could feel his pain through the screen, and it was clear this wasn't just about getting a settlement. It was about reclaiming his life. Natana's story is equally, if not more, disturbing. She was brutally assaulted, left with permanent scars, both physically and emotionally. She shared with us how Diddy's power and influence made her feel like she had nowhere to turn. For 24 years, she's been carrying this burden, and only now is she beginning to find some semblance of justice.
The new allegations against John Diddy Combs, a music producer, is accusing hip-hop mogul of...
Now let's take a moment to really understand what's happening here. This isn't just about celebrity gossip or another scandal in Hollywood. This is about the human psyche, about how power and influence can be used to manipulate, control, and destroy lives. Diddy's victims are real people with real pain, and their stories are a stark reminder that no amount of fame or fortune should ever excuse such horrific behavior. As you're watching this, I want you to put yourself in their shoes. Imagine living with this trauma day in and day out, knowing that the person who hurt you is out there living a lavish life without a care in the world. It's enraging, isn't it? But it's also a reality for so many people, not just Lil Rod and Natana. And let's not forget, this isn't just about physical pain. It's about the mental and emotional toll it takes on a person. Lil Rod mentioned that he's had to go into hiding, and you can see the fear in his eyes every time he talks about his experience. His Wi-Fi kept cutting out during the interview because he's constantly on the move, trying to stay one step ahead of the threats. It's a chilling reminder that for some, there's no such thing as safety, not even in their own homes. Natana, on the other hand, has been battling the demons of her past while trying to keep her life together. She talked about how she's been ostracized, harassed, and even threatened by people who don't want her story to come out. But despite all of this, she remains strong. Her faith, she says, is what keeps her going. And it's clear that she's not just fighting for herself, she's fighting for all the other victims who haven't found their voice yet. And what about Diddy? Well, his silence is deafening. For someone who's always in the public eye, he's been unusually quiet about these accusations. Is it because he knows the truth is finally catching up to him? Or is he just hoping that his money and connections will sweep this under the rug? Either way, the public is waking up, and no amount of PR spin can hide the truth forever. The most disturbing part of all this is how society reacts to such allegations. We often see people rallying around the rich and famous, quick to dismiss the accusers as liars or gold diggers. But when you really listen to Lil Rod and Natana, when you hear their voices crack under the weight of their trauma, it's impossible to deny the truth. These aren't just stories, they're cries for justice, and we need to listen. Now, let's talk about the latest updates in this ongoing saga. Since our last interview, Lil Rod has filed additional lawsuits, and there's talk of new evidence coming to light that could finally bring Diddy to his knees. Natana has also been gaining more support from other survivors, and there's a growing movement to hold Diddy accountable for his actions. Social media is ablaze with calls for justice, and it's clear that people are no longer willing to stay silent. But what does this mean for Diddy? Well, if the tide continues to turn against him, we could be looking at one of the biggest downfalls in entertainment history. And honestly, it's about time. For too long, people in power have gotten away with things that would destroy the lives of ordinary folks. But no more. This is the era of accountability, and it's time for Diddy to face the music. So what can you do? First, make sure you're subscribed, because we're going to be following this story closely, and you won't want to miss a single update. Second, share this video with your friends and family. The more people who know about this, the harder it will be for the truth to be buried. And finally, let's keep the conversation going in the comments. Do you believe Lil Rod and Natana? What do you think should happen to Diddy? Let's talk about it. Alright fam, that's all for today's video. This is a heavy topic, but it's one that needs to be discussed. Remember, we're not just here to spill tea, we're here to make sure the truth comes out. So stay tuned, stay safe, and keep your eyes open. The truth has a way of revealing itself, and when it does, you'll want to be right here with us to see it all unfold.